Good afternoon. My name's Stephen Hemsley. I'm Executive Chairman of Franchise Brands and founded the business along with Nigel Ray back in 2008. There we go. So we are I'll just actually finish on the founding of the business. Nigel and I were investors in another AIM-listed company, which some of you may remember, called My Home International. By the time that went bust in 2008, Nigel and I owned 25% of it, so not one of our greatest investments. But nevertheless, when it did go bust, we sort of identified the reasons for that and decided that actually the underlying businesses, several of them were actually quite good businesses, particularly Chips Ahoy and Oven Clean. So we bought back all the underlying businesses. There was 12 at that stage. Unfortunately for us, then 2 weeks later, Lehman's went bust. And quite a few of those businesses weren't cash generating, and we decided to hand them back to the franchisees to run. But we kept 4 of the businesses, Chips Ahoy, Oven Clean, and a couple of car valeting businesses, which we subsequently sold on. We then grew the business through the noughties and through to 2015, when we decided to continue to expand the business by acquisition. And to enable us to do that, we floated on AIM in August 2016. So what we are now is a international multi-brand franchisor. We own 4 brands now: Oven Clean, Chips Ahoy, Barking Mad, which we acquired in October 16, and then more recently we acquired Metro Rod in April 17. We predominantly operate in the UK, but we do have master licensees in 11 other countries, mostly Chips Ahoy, 1 Oven Clean in Canada. We have a very experienced management team. A lot of the people that work in the business work with me at Domino's. I started at Domino's 20 years ago, floated it in '99, and I'm still non-executive chairman of Domino's. We floated on AIM in August 16 at a price of 33p, market cap of 15 million. A lot of that was taken up by the existing board, and it wasn't until we acquired Metro Rod in April 17 that the institutional shareholders really got on board. But most of those shareholders are the normal suspects on AIM that backed me and Nigel in the early days of Domino's. The group is profitable, highly cash generative, 100% cash conversion, as is quite normal in franchise businesses because the franchisees invest the capital to grow the business, and the need for us to do that in the centre is quite modest. We also pay a dividend, which is quite unusual on AIM. So just going through the brands. Metro Rod, which is by far the largest individual brand, albeit not currently the most profitable. Chips Ahoy is the most profitable for franchise brands at the moment, but that will change as we sort out Metro Rod and grow that business. Metro Rod is a leading company in commercial drainage, 40 franchisees around the country. We provide 24/7, 365 nationwide service. The only part of the UK that we don't cover with our own vehicles and franchisees is Northern Ireland. We also acquired with Metro Rod 2 other businesses. Metro Plumb, which is a cold water plumbing business, servicing mainly the insurance market. So, for example, if you had AXA emergency home insurance and you had a pipe burst, we would be the contractor they would send in to sort that out. Small business at the moment, run by 30 of our 40 existing franchisees, our Metro Rod franchisees, and we also have a direct labour business called KeyMac, which runs 6 of the Metro Plumb territories, and also provides sort of high-level plumbing to mainly water utilities. Second business is Chips Away, by far the biggest company in what's called smart repairs, which stands for small area repair technology. So this is a business that will repair the scratch on your car rather than repaint the whole panel. And that means we can do it at your home or at your offices in the open air. Highly profitable business, been around 30 odd years, growing quite nicely. The direction of travel for that business will be to increase the number of what we call car care centres. So at the moment, the franchisees are trying to do it effectively on the roadside. With the automated cars and all the automated equipment on those, we will move more and more into premises. And 60 odd of our 200 franchisees already have premises. And that is a growing revenue model for us, because obviously they can turn over more in premises than they can at the roadside. And on that, we collect our royalty. The next business is Oven Clean, which does what it says on the tin, really. It cleans ovens, mainly, almost exclusively domestic ovens, much as I'd like them to clean Domino's ovens. They haven't quite got around to that yet. And that is a man in a van business. So this is a business where we sell the franchise, we provide the franchisees with most of their customer leads. They go out and do the work, and they pay us a fixed amount per month rather than a royalty. It's too expensive to track a cash business like that. So it's better just to charge them a fixed amount per month. And that increases each year as we think their turnover increases. So we are getting a quasi-royalty, because fixed doesn't actually mean fixed. It increases every year. The final business, which is the most PR-friendly of all our businesses, is Barking Mad. And this is a dog-sitting business. So, and what we mean by dog-sitting is that when you go on holiday, we will pick up your dog from your home. We will take it to a host's home, where they will look after your dog for the period of your holiday. We'll then redeliver your dog to you when you come back from your holiday. So we sort of sell it as a dog holiday. It's the compromise between putting your dog in kennels and having friends and family look after it. It's a business we bought. It's quite small. Turns over about system sales £3.5–4 million, and last year we made £200,000 on it. But we only pay £750 for it. The founder of the business still runs that business, and the reason she wanted to join Franchise Brands was because of the central services we offer. I think we come on to talk about that. One of the issues with any franchise business is that the owners and promoters of franchise business are usually good, very good, at running the franchise community and teaching their franchisees, helping their franchisees run the business. What they're usually very poor at is central marketing, IT, finance, and often franchise recruitment, which they tend to turn off and turn on as they think they need new franchisees. What we're very good at Franchise Brands is all the above. So, for example, the marketing is taken care of by the ex-Domino's marketing director. IT is the ex-Domino's IT director. Finance, it was when we floated, the ex-finance director of Domino's, but now that guy is now our commercial director. And one of the keys to developing Metro Rod is going to be helping our franchisees grow bigger business. So he's now my commercial director, helping the Metro Rod franchisees grow bigger business. Because these are, in Metro Rod, they're businesses of some scale. They sort of turn over about £750,000 on average, make £150,000 each. But we have ambitions to grow from 35 million system sales in that business to 200 million. So we've got to help our franchisees understand how to run a bigger business. So Andrew Mallows is now commercial director, helping me do that. We will build Franchise Brands by acquiring other businesses. The type of businesses we acquire won't be dictated by the sector they're in. but they'll be dictated by the what we call store-level economics. To build any business, you've got to have solid foundations, and the solid foundations of a franchise business are your franchisees making money. So we look for businesses where the franchisee can add the value. So a lot of our businesses are service businesses where the cost of sale for the franchisee is extremely low. In Metro Rod, it's zero, it's just labour. In Chips Away, where we're repairing cars, it's only 5% because there's a little bit of paint. In Oven Clean, it's maybe 1 or 2%. In Barking Mad again, it's close to zero. So those are the sort of businesses, and I would distinguish those between another business that's recently failed, Bargain Booze, for example, which was a franchise business, where the profit the franchisee can make is critically dependent on what you supply the fags and booze at. And if you overprice that, or they can buy better elsewhere, you've got a poor quality franchise system. I've really been through the acquisitions. So how will we grow this business into the future? At Metro Rod, where we've got just 40 franchisees covering the country, we've got to help them grow a bigger business. We will do this by helping them, and one of the keys to a business like Metro Rod is capacity. So we can go out and get a business, but if they haven't got the capacity to service it, we can't grow our turnover. So one of the first things we'll do is we'll help them increase capacity. And in that really means buying more vans, buying more tankers, buying more equipment. So we will help them finance that. So one of the things we've done in Metro Rod is we put together a scheme with HSBC where they can get very attractive rates, which, as it happens, the PLC is going to guarantee to keep those rates as low as possible for them to acquire new vans and equipment. Very, very little risk to us, because if they ever default on the payments, we just grab back the franchise and all the equipment that goes with it and resell it on to someone else. But it's a sufficiently profitable business. We think the risk of that is very small. But the sort of rates they can get, they'll be borrowing at around 2% to buy new equipment, compared with 6 or 7% if they went out and tried to get it on their own. We may even buy some of that equipment ourselves and rent it to our franchisees on short-term rentals, just to encourage them to go to that next stage. And then if it all works for them, they take over the equipment from us. We will continue to expand Chips Away and Oven Clean. Those businesses all have the capacity to grow by recruiting more franchisees. All of them have a certain amount of churn. It's quite difficult to grow businesses like that, the total number of franchisees, because in Chips, for example, we might recruit 40 franchisees a year and 30 might move on. So we only get incremental growth of about 5 a year. So the name of the game there is to carry on recruiting, which is a very decent source of income for us, but we also need to replace those that leave. We will assist the franchisees to grow their business, so as I've spoken about in Chips Away, to get them to move into car care centres. We may well secure those premises for them and rent them directly to the franchisees. Again, covenant issue, we'll be able to get a better deal on the property than they would. And the risk is quite modest because, again, if they don't make it work, we'll find someone who does. Interestingly, in Domino's, of our 1,000+ stores in the UK, we own all the head leases or freeholds, and we sublet to the franchisees. Slightly different motivation there, because we have a very valuable estate of A5 property there. So what we wouldn't want to happen there is the franchisees to decide they don't need to pay us a royalty or buy their food from us anymore and change the signs on the front of the store. Now, they can't do that if we own the property. Less compelling on these businesses, because we need just B1 industrial premises, of which there is no shortage of supply. And the reason we will help all the oh, really? My God. Sorry, wittering on. I am way behind. and obviously help the franchisees grow their business, our MSF, management service fee, which to you and I means royalty, but we can't say royalty because it means things from a tax point of view. Financials, right. Adjusted EBITDA last year up 100%, mainly driven by the acquisition of Metro Rod. Highly cash generative, generated 2.6 of that was generated in cash. We financed the acquisition of Metro Rod by 20 million of equity and about 12 million of debt. That debt has come down pretty quickly because, as I say, we generate a lot of cash. Adjusted EPS didn't grow very much last year because of that huge equity issue, 20 million of equity to finance Metro Rod. But that'll start coming through now. Slight dilution on it this year because we acquired it in April last year. A little more dilution to come this year, and then we're off to the races. We pay a dividend, 5 times covered by profit, so not extraordinarily generous at the moment. And I don't really want to increase that until we've made some more inroads into the debt. The board has the rogues gallery. Not much to say about that, really. So in summary, one of the largest franchise groups in the UK, highly experienced team. A lot of us have done this several times before, and this is our latest incarnation. Transformational acquisition of Metro Rod, strategy to develop MSF royalty income from all the business. It is a buy and build strategy, so once we are satisfied we've nailed all the opportunities, or not actually nailed the opportunities, but have the capability of realising the opportunities represented by Metro Rod and Metro Plumb, we'll go again. Nothing on the horizon at the moment, and I doubt if we'll do, well, I'm almost certain we won't do a deal this year. The earliest will be 2019. Profitable, highly cash generative business, progressive dividend policy. With 1 minute to go. Any questions?
Given your background
Yeah.
and the business model, presumably it's fairly easy to scale up the businesses.
Consistent with franchisee ambition. And that's always the problem in a franchise business. They can get fat and happy. In Chips Away, someone working out of a van, they do a job in the morning, job in the afternoon, 5 days a week, and they'll call it a day. So what we have to do is take the most entrepreneurial of them and move them on. And we have actually the same issue in Metro Rod. I've been around the whole country, met all the franchisees in their depot, and I would say only probably half of those are going to come on the journey with us to 200 million system sales. The other half I'll have to swap out. Sorry?
Any thoughts of starting your own brand?
These are all our own brands. But you mean a startup? Only the sort of Metro Plumb is effectively a startup, but very related to our existing business. We have one other little embryonic business within Chips Away, which I think I've mentioned it before in the report and accounts, called the Handyman Van. Again, that will latch on to the customer contacts we have through the Metro Plumb business, but no straight startups. No, it takes too long to create scale in a startup. What I would say the skills of our team is taking businesses from good to great rather than starting them up. Hard yards.
Do you interview all these franchisees?
Personally, no. I've got 3 MDs. One runs Metro Rod, Metro Plumb. Another one runs Oven Clean. I think I'm going to be slung out in a second. And Lee still runs the business she founded, Barking Mad. So they do the interviewing, or they're franchise sales directors.